in this basically value maximization concepts, all the activities, the efficiencies of the firm are reduced. The marketing department, suppose, in the accounting department, all together, focus on wealth maximization. And, you see this formula,
Hello,
which is
ma'am.
financial management. Yes?
I have a doubt. Can I ask?
Yes.
Ma'am, if we spend capital investment, could it add to the value maximization?
See, when the firm is doing well by offering good dividends, better dividends as compared to others, then your firm attracts wealth in the form of capital, right? Again, this goes in circular flow. When you are in a position to attract capital to your firm, then you are strengthening your firm. And this in later stages can be utilized by expanding your activities. So yes, capital also plays a vital role, whether the capital invested by the owner themselves or attracting it from the various stakeholders. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So wealth maximization is the second objective. And next, let's move on to understand the various theories which are available for the firm. These theories, why one should learn? What is the use of learning? See, these theories of the firms which are available and written by the eminent popular, economists and various economists across, are all their experiences and experiments which are conducted, based on which, okay, if you follow the theory and conduct your firm, develop your firm, conduct the economic activities, focus on those lines which they have suggested, definitely you will have a good and bright future as in firm. Okay, so that is where these theories will get. These theories are basically like case studies which are offered to you to learn the experiences in the experiments and the experiences that these people had during their period. Okay, so the first being economic theory of the firm. Now, economic theory of the firm is economists have drafted certain prepositions on which this theory is depending on. The firm is transformation unit. Yes, the firm may include, it can be a factory, it can be a consultancy, hospital, education, agriculture, education institutions, etc. Okay, the only requirement for anything is input. Now, input can be in the form of what? Men, machine, and material. 3 M's. What are those? Men, machine, and materials. These inputs which and when are used, okay, goods like finished and semi-finished products are made, which are in turn offered to the market. Thus, it is said that a firm is all about transforming, okay? And basically, it revolves around the economic activity and the technology which we just discussed. The flow of circular motion of economic activity, from identifying the raw material, allocation of available resources, allocation of resources, using them, making the final products, offering it to the market, making revenues, and out of the revenues, the profits are generated, which contributes the objectives of the firm. All right. And so that is where the firm is termed as transformation unit. Okay, next being factors which factors which converts products to create surplus value. Now, there may be additional, top-ups which you add on to your existing products to make it more attractive, and the value attached to the product makes the best profit to you. I mean, generates more profits to your firm. So, economically, though it sounds to be of no sense, but transformation is the value of output which increases the value of your man, machine, and material. Okay, firms may not only makes profit, but they basically aim at maximizing profits. Okay, they not only make profits, but their main focus is to maximize the profit by minimizing the cost of production. How they can make maximum profit? The key element, minimize the cost of production. What is your cost of production? Man, machine, material. By ensuring that you focus on getting the best from man, machine, and the material that you have, that is your resources, you can minimize the cost of production. With that, when the cost of production is low, you end up getting more profits, which in turn maximizes the profits. Total revenue is more and it contributes to the maximum profits. And this particular case of maximization of profit is given by an equation: marginal revenue, marginal cost. When marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, we consider this situation as the profit and the account in accounting terms, total revenue minus total cost. It's an equilibrium point. Okay, and where the economists recall this position to be a neutral place. Okay, a neutral place. Over and above any earnings above this point will be profits and revenues. Okay, either MR is equals to MC. MR here means, again I repeat, marginal revenue and marginal cost. Or in the same line, TR is equals to TC. Total revenue is equals to total cost. Okay. Now the environment of the firm is known completely. The market environment of the firms is known completely. Here, the firm does not have any information about how to obtain, the information about or knowledge about the market environment. Though they, are into environment where it is, uncertain, but certainly they operate with a knowledge to maximize the profits. And in this line, the theory suggests that the firm which deals with uncertainty and imperfect or say incomplete knowledge about the market. Tomorrow, what is going to happen? Today, there may be high demand for a given product, but tomorrow, how and what is going to happen, nobody knows. Okay, so that's where the market environment of the firm usually is coined as completely unknown. Now, there are certain criticisms based on this, for this theory. It is said that the economic theory doesn't, consider or it is just based on the two assumptions, that is motivational and cognitive. Motivational is in the aspect that the target here is only on profit maximization. The firm is supposed to maximize the profit. Now, how? Nobody knows. What is it going to do is irrespective of. And secondly, the firm maximizes the profits and also maximizes the behavioral intentions of the firm. The only carrots approach here is profit maximization. And beyond that, nothing else. So on these lines, the theory has been criticized that it focuses only on profit, profit, profit always. Next, cognitive assumption, which is stated to be like complete knowledge or the world of certainty. Here, this assumption indicates that there is no cost involved in obtaining perfect and complete knowledge, which actually means that the environment is free of risk and there is no uncertainty, which is, I think, absolutely disagree on this. Everything there is known, definite, calculated, and predictable. So categorically, if you look at these assumptions are attacked by several experts all the time. Okay, so therefore, there are critics on these on this economic theory. This economic theory being criticized on the grounds that it is just motivational and cognitive has given rise to another development of behavioral theory of the firm. And basically here the firm emerges as maximizer and satisfier. The objective is to multiply the goal, though it's a challenging to practice and achieve, but yes. And in this process, since it is all focused on the behavioral aspect of the form, the concentration here is on stockholders, management, employees, customers, suppliers, and on. All these are the various people involved in functioning of a firm. All right. And here you see the one who developed Simon, Professor H.A. Simon's behavioral model. He had an argument that businessman should always have imperfect knowledge, based on which, they can maximize the profits. They should decide on whether they can maximize the profits or not. As according to him, the firms are the satisfiers and the maximizers. He focused on three situations in his theory, the three elements on which the theory is based on. The actual performance is less than the aspirations. Number two being actual performance is equal to aspirations. Third is actual performance is greater than aspirations. In the first situation, it is possible that the level is been pitched too high. Hence, the actual performance is less. In the second situation, probably the firm is satisfied and hence we see there is no change, and they have not been either too low or too high. In fact, they are equal. That means the actual performance is equal to the aspirations. And the third being the commendable performance, right? The commendable performance, that is wherein whatever is expected, the performance is beyond their expectations. So in the first situation, if you look, the firm remains satisfied. Okay. And neither it is in this situation of satisfaction neutral for the second level. And in the third level, they're delighted. Okay. So if you look at all these three situations, they're all considered to be a satisfying behavior. This model focuses on only the complete information and the level of satisfaction. The various, factors like industry, economic situations, perceptions, a decision-making manager, on all these, the theory is dependent on. Okay, so the firm has to choose a level here and a rate here. A rate for the product and the level for attainment of profit, which finally ends up, satisfaction. Not always this is possible. Okay, not always this is possible to focus only on the men. So next, theory of Sem-Managerial. And here the focus is on the power, prestige, security, and status. Power, prestige, security, and status. Now here, these are given in the form of equations. They have been, used as to solve the various economic problems emerges in an organization with function. And so they are defined as F of salaries, power, status, job security, and the other owners. Owner is targeted to attain profits, market share, output, capital, public esteem. This man believed always that utilizing this function will enable managers to strongly relate their single variables and correlate with the profits. And in this line, again, he also viewed that the owners who are only focused on the capital, profits, etc., the function would vary and would be like owners is equals to F of G, growth. Utility of owners, and G represents a rate of growth capital. Basically here the owners are the managers. The manager is focused on making the growth rate, and they believe that the growth of demand for any given product indicates the growth of the firm. When we talk about the salary status and the managers, power of managers, these are all correlated with the demand. And so is the function is given. Okay. Of course, now if you see in this particular theory, the focus is revolving around on the managers and the owners. Managers being salaries, power, status, and job security, whereas owners being profits, growth, capital, etc. Again, this theory has been criticized on various grounds, that its ability to satisfy the challenges only depends upon the profits that they are making. And it is clear that whatever differences in short run emerges, it has impact on the growth, maximizing sales, profits, etc. So, one theory concentrated on economics and its connection with the various disciplines. Second theory focused on behavior. And the third theory focused on the two aspects, manager and owners. And all the theories have been criticized. Criticism comes in when there are certain pitfalls. That is, focusing on one area and ignoring the other, thereby giving rise to the development of a new theory. Okay. So with this, the unit of firm is done. That is unit 2. And the next unit is on optimization, which is again of block 1 only. In block 1, there are 3 units. Okay. First unit is all about managerial economics, nature, scope, etc. Second unit is all about the various theories. Third unit is about the optimization. And what is optimization? Optimizing in general English means making use of the best, making use of the available resources to the best possible way, so as to make as much profits as possible. How? By minimizing the cost. What are the various resources which are available? Men, machine, right? The available resources, land, labor, capital, all these put together are the various inputs. If these inputs are concentrated on and are made best use, then if they are unable to handle these resources, there are chances that the cost would go up. Increasing the cost would enable or would have impact on the revenue, profits. So hence the optimization is very important. In this, we'll be learning about the various concepts, constraints, unconstraints, tools and techniques of optimization. The various concepts in optimization, the decision variable. What is the decision variable all about? Here, the manager in a firm who knows what to produce, but with the available inputs like land, labor, and machine, how much to produce, whom should be used. These are all the variables: labor, machine, raw material. From where to get the best raw material at the best price, how to maximum use the machinery. Like suppose in a machinery, a plant is fixed in a company, production house, which has a capacity of running for about 18 hours in a day. But due to their company's requirement, it is just been used for 8 hours. The remaining 10 hours, it is idle. 10 hours into 30 days. How much it is, idle, 10 into 30. So this is where they may, they may incur there can be an increase in the cost of the given product. So rather, if these idle hours are best utilized, either by outsourcing or by utilizing or by expanding their business and making more production happens, if possible. So decision making is from the point of, acquiring the raw material till the production, later again, how it reaches the customer. Decision making is of very significance. Based on, the decision maker, all these depends, the profit making, the revenue generation, and the attainment of the objectives goal is all dependent on. Now, why does this decision making, has to be such a significance? Because the resources which are available either are scarce or most of the time they're scarce. And available resources like land, people, etc., labor, machine, etc., are unutilized. So given this situation, decision making plays a significant role. Okay, and next concept in optimization is objective of the firm. Now we've learned an objective of the firm as TR is equals to TC, MR is equals to MC. Managerial marginal revenue is equals to marginal cost. Total revenue is equals to total cost. So objective of any firm is always given in the form of equation. One equation is developed by the firm and it is retained. This equation includes all the resources, land, labor, capital, everything. This equation includes all this. Now, whatever available you have, you put it in the equation, substitute and solve it. You will get to know what profits you can make, what is your demand status, supply status, estimation of future, all that you can make. So the objective function of a firm basically assumes that profits to the level of output. It ensures the cost to the amount of labor, machine time, raw materials accessed, and it draws an index between the level of satisfaction of a customers and the quantities they may buy. With this, the firm will be in a position to understand level of satisfaction and its relation with the consumption of the product. This will enable a firm to decide on the production and also It enables or gives direction to the respective department to work on how to make better the product. That's research and development. Identify why the satisfaction levels are normal or below. And even if it is high also, what made it high? So that that key factor which is making more and more sales happening will become strength of the firm. So that's how the elements are identified, traced, and if any challenges, now the managers work on them. The objective function will facilitate all these understanding. Next is feasible set. What is feasible set? See, there are resources. Suppose, and let's go with land, labor, and machinery. 3. Land, labor, machinery. Land is available in a big amount. Okay, land is available. Labor is low. And machinery is normal. All this put together will form an objective of the firm. The feasible set is here indicates a proper balance between these 3: land, labor, and machinery. If these 3 are properly balanced, okay, then a feasible set is arrived. How much land, for how much duration you use the land, for how much duration you're using the labor, for how much duration you're using the machinery. All this put together, how much you are able to produce. If you know that, based on that, future decisions of production, manufacturing will be taken up by the managers. And the feasible set here again indicates, I repeat, the best of all the 3 combination. When we combine all these 3, there may be cases where one may be low, the second may be high, the third may be neutral, or vice versa. But all the 3, when flow in a line without deviating, making the best out of it, that point is called as feasible set. So whatever is available, make the optimum use of the resources. All right. Constraints. What are constraints? Some things which are not available. Certain things which are not available easily. Those are all constraints. And with the help of derivatives, this is applied and understood. And again, in this situation, objective function is being used. Not all the resources will be available abundantly. Few of them will be scarce, because of seasonal impacts. Labor are not available. So likewise, situations are uncertain. Sometimes raw material is not available because of heavy rains. Sometimes labor is not available because of seasonal, festival seasons. Sometimes land you cannot utilize just because of very uncertain situations. So because all these inputs are limited, we call it to be a constraint, and this constraint we have to manage in such a way so as to make the optimum use of it and make the profits. further contributing to the goal of the organization. All right, so in this scenario here, in this, there is a function which is given. With the help of this, technique, one enables, one tries to understand better this constraint option, and this is this follows a linear equations, maximizing and minimizing problems. Okay, and maximizing here is equals to y is equals to x square plus 8x plus 22. It is a function. Using the derivatives you can solve. That is, it becomes 2x plus 8. The objective function being y is equals to minus x square plus 8x plus 22. If it is plotted with the help of a diagram, you can see here. By substituting the x values and the y values, you will be able to, this is all linear programming. So all this clear explanation is given in the content here. Please do follow and try doing this. Okay. Okay, next is, there is one solution as well. One problem as well here. Constraint optimization with one variable and two variables. Next, we have unconstrained optimizations. Now, the calculus is basically used here in these techniques. And now, first, unconstrained optimizing problems here are solved with independent variables. One needs to satisfy the condition here. So this table is a very important one to understand. As in manager, what is your order and condition and your optimization. So first order, if it is necessary condition, then maximization, that is dy by dx is equals to 0. That is derivatives here. And in unconstrained situation, it is minimization. Second order also sufficient condition, it is the same. If it is unconstrained, it is greater than. The derivative is greater than 0. Okay, now here there are few problems that you can concentrate on. All these problems are not that complicated, provided you are from a mathematical background. Basic fundamentals of calculus is used here. So if you can give a try, just do try. Simple calculations, sometimes they use calculus, sometimes no, not always. Okay, it is just equation based. TR is equals to PQ. The values are given. Q is demand. Cost function is given. AC is equals to, and find the level of output for maximizing and minimizing. And yeah. And various tools and techniques for optimization is given. A linear programming, game theory. These are the various theories which can be applied in order to solve these kind of constrained and unconstrained, problems. Okay. So here we go. We are done with the unit 1. That's block 1. Sorry, block 1. And next class, next class, we will be starting with block 2. Meanwhile, we keep practicing the problems, and see you all in the next class. Off for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being so
Thank you,
patient,
ma'am.
listening throughout the session, and also continue the same in coming classes. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Vasudha, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.